I was getting a lot of single night bookings far out, and they were blocking off
like weekends and stuff.
Yeah, so they're blocking off. You get one Friday booking, right?
Yeah.
And like I had the smart pricing off of Airbnb.
Yeah.
And I've stated like I used to keep like my smart pricing like the lowest I'm willing to take for a unit is like my baseline.
Yeah.
And then it goes up or up as much as it can based on their algorithm.
Yeah.
Well, maybe their algorithm's just being modest.
Yeah.
But it was not exactly ranking it as high as it can go. So I think Airbnb algorithm maybe goes for more occupancy rather than the optimized, like the best much you can get out of the listing.
It's not about price, it's more about the occupancy.
More about like getting you more bookings.
I see, yeah.
Right? So they're getting you better pricing based on seasonality, but not as good as they can be getting you because you might get less interest if it was like higher. But if you lower it, you'd get a lot of interest and so I was like, it'd be like a month and a half out. I'll get one Friday booked. Yeah. And now I lose the opportunity of potentially getting a 3-day booking through the weekend, because the weekends are the main times when you get like those types of bookings. Right. But the moment that Friday is blocked, that possibility is gone.
Yeah.
So one of the main things I did was I, first off, limited the ability for anybody to book short term past 3 months out.
Yeah.
So from here on till the next 3 months, they can book short term.
Yeah.
I don't want somebody blocking off my calendar for one night 8 months out.
Right,
So past 3 months, I made it so, because I told you I would love to get like at least one of the units to get a midterm booking. So 8 months, 3 months and further on, I made it so that people have to book it at least like 15 days. Because the moment that one night's booked, that ability to have somebody book it for 40 nights is gone. So this allows me to keep the market, keep my listings open for those longer bookings. And those types of bookings, they're booking months in advance. So you want them to be like open for that. But from here on till the next 3 months, it's open for short term. And the main pricing change I made was I looked at, after I had enough data build up, so about 2 to 3 months. So the thing I was like, okay, I know what each of these units is capable of earning at their best.
Okay.
Right, the most they've earned.
Yeah.
So if somebody wants, I tried the whole minimum night requirement too.
Yeah.
Where it's like minimum 2 nights, minimum 3 nights.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of Airbnbs do it, but their occupancy rates aren't as good.
Yeah, it's not as good.
No, it's like in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
And I suppose that's okay for some people.
Yeah.
But knowing that I can get 90+% occupancy rates, I wasn't okay with that. So I was like, okay, how do we make it so we encourage multiple night bookings? Because the moment you put the minimum night, if nobody gets the minimum 2 nights, you lose both nights, right? So how do we guarantee that the occupancy rates still stay high? So what I did was for far out dates, about a month out, more than a month out, my per night rates are the best rates I can get or have gotten for my Airbnbs.
So they're the highest.
The highest rates. Yeah. So like imagine one night, Super Bowl weekend, what can I get for this thing?
Yeah.
So for this one, I'll give you a number, 167.
Yeah.
167 was where it was at.
Yeah.
So if you want to book a Friday, a month and a half out, you're going to pay 167 for it.
Right.
And at that point, I'm okay for that person to grab that Friday and block off because he or she is paying top dollar for it.
Yes.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
That's worth my time for having to do extra turnovers. Yeah. But if you book 2 nights, there's a 15% discount. Book 3, there's a 20. And it goes up to a month. So it's like 2, 3, a week, 2 weeks, 3 and 4. Something like that, around that. I have like a spreadsheet of how I do it.
Yeah.
So it encourages multiple night bookings by reducing the price if you book multiple nights, but it keeps the occupancy rates high by not blocking off somebody's ability to book a single night because of a minimum night requirement. So when I initiated that, my revenue boosted quite a bit because people are willing to pay higher prices.
They are.
Yeah. They are, yeah. They are. If you got a good listing, good reviews, people are willing to pay high.
Yep.
And you want those bookings. You really want those bookings. The people that are paying that are people who will probably, not guaranteed, but probably treat your place the best. your pricing strategy is very important in keeping the types of guests that violate your house rules
Yes.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah, the people who are paying $150 for your bookings are not the ones who are going to trash your place either.
Yeah.
The other thing is also, I know some people do it, but I don't because it would take away a lot of revenue. They don't allow bookings of same nights,
Oh, yeah.
right? Because
We were the same night.
yeah, you were. You guys were fine.
Yeah.
And it's tough for a new person,
Yeah.
anybody watching your stream
Yeah.
who's getting into Airbnb, you're really hungry for those first reviews.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, you guys have probably experienced this as hosts as well. Man, those first like 10 reviews, your nerves
so
are on
important.
edge.
Yeah, yeah,
because one bad one,
Yeah.
and that's averages work, just out of 10, one bad one, ooh, that hurts. One out of 100 bad one, now all my Airbnbs have hundreds of reviews.
Yeah.
One bad one doesn't hurt me as much.
Yeah, yeah.
But those first 5 or 10, man,
Right,
that's...
right. Yeah, I had 2 questions. So the
Yeah.
first question is the reviews, and the last question would be just like, if you have anything to say to people who want to get into this.
Sure.
So yeah, like you said, your sales background.
Yeah, so
Helping with the reviews.
I think sales is a job that I think everybody should dabble into. It teaches you a lot about how to talk and deal with people. So, like, being firm but courteous,
Yes.
being welcoming
Yeah.
but standing your ground on your non-negotiables.
I 100% agree with this.
Yeah. But in the beginning, I would say for a newcomer, do not fall into the temptation of lowering your prices just to get occupancies. Those first reviews are very important, but at the same time, so is your sanity. So the bookings will come. Stick by your price.
Yeah.
Figure out what that optimal price is, keeping the riffraff out and but still staying competitive. And in the beginning, if that's your optimal price, you can keep it here, but never go below this, where you're going to attract the bad people, the bad guests. Be patient, and once you get those 10 reviews, it'll get it going. One of the strategies I used was leaving a bottle of wine and or chocolates.
Okay.
With it.
Yeah,
Cost me nothing. For the first, I did it for like the first 15 to 20 guests. It costs you pennies on the dollar.
Yep.
For a $100 booking, I may be spending, if I'm doing both chocolates and wine, $10.
Yep.
And that is a 100% like ROI justified. Because a review is worth hundreds of dollars.
Exactly. Yeah.
You do not have to give them a bottle of Vieux Clicquot or an $80 champagne.
Yeah, exactly. They don't know the difference.
They
just like the gesture.
They like that they came in. Oh, and handwritten notes. Handwritten notes.
Yeah.
And you can make them super specialized because you write each guest's name there. Yeah. So you know that it was written specifically for you.
Yeah.
It's also easier to just like write down a bunch that are the same.
Yeah.
But you specialize them.
Yeah.
Now you get that personal touch. So
100%.
on top of the wine, hey, he took the liberty to write me a note.
Yeah.
That took me less than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? Try to make it as good of a handwriting as you can.
Exactly.
That's the other thing. But or get your girlfriend to write it. But yeah, that's big. So I did those things to secure the first few. But also, it's important to ask for reviews.
Yeah.
So do not miss out on a chance. I've automated my review replies, review messages.
Yeah.
So they're scheduled to go out around 3 o'clock. Yeah. And I don't know how the Airbnb algorithm works, but they don't always release the ability to make a review at a given time. It fluctuates.
Yeah.
So sometimes it becomes available at 1 p.m. after the day of the checkout.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's 4 p.m. So I kind of just chose the middle ground and chose 3 p.m. because my thought there was I want to send them that message right around the time where that ability to make a review happens, because sales, urgency. If you let it go long enough, they'll forget. People have lives to get back to.
Exactly.
They'll get back to it, review, it's just not worth your time anymore.
Yeah.
But if it just happened, that's great. And one of the strategies I employ is I don't ask for a 5-star review. It's more so, I've changed the messaging over the course of my time, but my wording is, if we have provided you a 5-star experience, please leave us an honest review.
Ooh, cool.
Not every guest leaves a review, but you take some of these steps, more will than not. Another strategies people can implement is maybe you only want 3-night bookings.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, open them up to 1 night. What that's going to do is you're going to get
More reviews.
20 guests in 1 month versus 4.
Yeah.
And now you have 20 reviews to back up.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you can make those higher because you have a review base built up.